Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Marvel Rivals content creator program, because there have been some things that have been happening in the last couple of days, starting with the leak publicly by Seagull, who talked about the non-disparagement part of the contract. Now, for you guys who missed it, this is what that part of the contract says. So, 2.1 non-disparagement. The content creator agrees to not make any public statement or engage in discussions that are detrimental to the reputation of the game. This includes, but is not limited to, making disparaging or satirical comments about any game-related material, such as game features, characters, or music, engaging in malicious comparisons with competitors or belittling the gameplay or differences of Marvel Rivals, or providing subjective negative reviews of the game. Now, a lot of people took a lot of issue with this, right? You had people from Asmongold who made a video talking about it. You had people like Co Carnage or Dan's Gaming who have been with the streaming scene for years at this point comment on this. There was a lot of discussion here about what this is and why this is so restrictive, right? Then we saw two people that I'm friends with, Sadat and Jay Shockblast, be removed from the content creator program live on their podcast. Now, ultimately, that was restored, so we're not going to talk about that too much, because ultimately, why they did make a mistake, that mistake was rectified and everything was made right there, right? So let's talk about the statement that they put out today in regards to all this discussion around the program. So they say, "Dear Marvel Rivals players, today is the third day of the closed alpha test, and we are truly grateful for all the love and support from the community. We would like to take this opportunity to address the concerns we've seen regarding the agreement terms of the content creator programs, and above all, we would like to apologize for any unpleasant experiences or doubts caused by the miscommunication of these terms." Now, before we even go any further than that, this has been a topic within that private chat for a while now, right? There have been a lot of concerns regarding this agreement. Now, prior to any of this stuff happening, I had been told that they were actually working on revised terms. Now, it just seems like everything kind of spiraled out of control really quickly for them. But before any of this did happen, it seemed like, yes, because of all the kind of chatter behind the scenes in that private channel, they actually were taking that feedback to heart and working on a new contract. It just seems like they weren't able to get it out in time before everything came out and kind of, pressured them into making some sort of public statement. The Content Creator Program is a small-scale project that aims to aid in the production of incredible content by supporting creators through giving them more resources. We actively encourage creators to share their honest thoughts, suggestions, and criticisms as they play. All feedback, positive and negative, ultimately helps us craft the best experience for ourselves and the player. I mean, obviously, they have to say that now, right? And ideally, that new contract with the 2.1 disparagement clause is very different. But, obviously, when you look at that and then you look at the original contract, right? And then you look at some of the situations that happen, it's like, yeah, it's, like the actions don't line up with the words there, right? So ideally, if you're a content creator and you're making content around this game, you don't feel weird about making the comparison now to like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch, right? You can say that in your video. You can say that in things that are happening within the game, because a lot of this game is actually borrowed from Overwatch, right? You look at some of the character abilities, you look at the way that it goes, and yes, it is Overwatch. They have picked out pieces of different kits from Overwatch characters and slapped them together as a remix and made some of these characters. That's the truth, right? And you should be able to say that. Then they say, "We sincerely apologize for the confusion, suspicion, and frustration caused by these excessively restrictive terms, and thank you for sharing with us. We cherish and appreciate every suggestion given by our players and always respect your feedback. We are currently working with creators who have expressed these concerns and are revising the current version to be less restrictive and more creative friendly. Thank you for bearing with us while we make these adjustments." Yep, this was happening before any of this came out, but obviously I think this was now accelerated because of the things that happened, including the leak, the comments made by public creators, right? Once again, you had so many people just not even talking about Marvel Rivals, but creators who have been in this industry for years and years and years who have seen this now and been like, yeah, that's kind of borderline illegal, right? So they are definitely now on the hot seat, and they have to get this creator agreement out very quickly to kind of quell a lot of these issues and to quell a lot of the concern, I would say. Then they end by saying, "We hope you're enjoying the game so far, and we are always open to hearing your sincere thoughts and ideas how we can improve the game, the Marvel Rivals team." Now, There's some interesting things going on here because I think as we move forward with Marvel Rivals, I think the overwhelming thought process with this game is that this game has some potential to it, right? It's a good hero shooter, the characters feel good, and as long as the monetization long term doesn't kind of restrict players into, feeling like their wallet is being penny pinched, I think this game does have some potential to be a long term success, right? But obviously, on the other side of that, you do have to have a very nurturing community team and you have to have a very nurturing content, creator program, right? And there's some arguments to be made that their community management has been less than stellar so far, right? And that's not even to say any of the things that I had been experiencing, but just in general, you look through the subreddit, you look through different comments being made, right? And people are very not happy about the community management so far. And then you throw in this situation with the creators and their contracts, and it just kind of creates a situation here where it feels like no matter how good the game is, you have to have a good team surrounding the game in order to make sure that this game is nurtured the right way, right? And it'll be interesting to see exactly how it goes over the next, couple of days here with the rest of the alpha, and then obviously whenever that beta and open release is. But once again, they definitely need a community team that is actively encouraging and supporting the community. And once again, if you look through some of the comments, and I'd be happy to make a video on this in terms of the subreddit and where a lot of the discussions happening, a lot of people are upset. And then once again, this creator stuff. So we will have to see how this goes. Obviously, I think when you talk about NetEase, one of the big things moving forward with this game will be the monetization and how that is going to impact a lot of the player perception around this. But in terms of the subject of the video today, Marvel Rivals NetEase, they are making right their situation with the content creator program. And obviously moving forward, hopefully we do get some news that the next contract here, the next agreement for these creators will be a lot better. So with that being said today, let me know what you guys think, man. How do you guys feel about the situation here? And with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day and night. Take care, take care of yourselves, and see you guys next time. Later, guys.